Okay, now I'm ready, I think. So once again, shooting some videos for my YouTube channel, C-Mimmi-O, and I'm Mimmi, as you know. And this time I wanted to talk to you about how, in my opinion, tech SMEs, so small and medium enterprises, they need an outside perspective for their social and digital marketing. I think what we should maybe start with is to talk honestly and openly about something many tech companies struggle to admit, to be honest. It's about being close to your product. As well, it's one of your greatest strengths, but it's also one of your biggest marketing risks. I mean, everyone understands it's your baby and you love it, but because you live and breathe the technology every day, it sometimes becomes very hard to see your brand the way the market actually does. And then that is where most social and digital campaigns quietly fail. Not because the teams aren't smart, the companies don't have the best R&D and the amazing product, but just because they're a little bit too close. What's it about then? Well, I think it's about the blind spots that you cannot see once you're inside. The internal teams, they care deeply. I mean, that's not the problem. But the problem is the proximity. When you know every feature, every roadmap detail, every technical nuance, you start communicating from the inside out. But customers, on the other hand, they listen from outside in. They want context, they want outcomes, they want to understand why this matters to them. Why should I buy? What will this fix for me? What good will it do for me? Why would I buy? And if you have an external marketing leader like a fractional CMO or a fractional storyteller or fractional technical writer or content creator or taking over your training materials, they bring objectivity without emotional attachment or baggage, for that matter. I try to not make crazy eyes, but sorry if that happens. And I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to translate, because that's what I'm good at. If you haven't read my story yet, go check out The Bridger. But this is what I wanted to say. What might sound really impressive internally might land very differently externally. And that's something that only an outsider can come and tell you. That perspective is often, it's the difference between noise and resonance. And then the second part is about having strategy before speed. I mean, we all know that everyone wants to go fast and let's just do stuff. But many of the tech SMEs, they do move fast, and that's a strength. But then sometimes there's just speed without direction, and that's just motion. And that can turn into meaningless motion. What we often see is that the teams are just jumping straight into campaigns. They are posting on every channel, running ads, producing content, but they're not really aligning why are we doing this. And that's where the fractional marketing can really come in and start anchoring the marketing. And what it should be anchoring to is the business model, the positioning, and the actual growth priorities. I mean, because awareness, demand, and retention, they all require very different stories and different type of stories. And I have also written blog posts about creating content in different phases of companies, so you can go and have a look at that as well. But back to this, marketing actually works best when it's not just active, but actually intentional. Thirdly, what I wanted to talk about is channel intelligence, and it shouldn't be just about copy paste, because that's another common mistake. You treat all channels the same. You think the audience is the same because it's roughly the same demographics that you put there, but it isn't. LinkedIn is not Twitter or X, or what is it now. Video is definitely not text. Thought leadership is not lead generation. I mean, each platform, they have their own culture, rhythm, and expectations. And an outside expert can see patterns across industries and markets. They know what converts and what only looks busy. And I'm sorry to say, it's your event posts and product launches, and it's just, let's make sure that we post every day something. And that's not about what you should be doing. You should be working towards trends. It's about respect for the audience. The respectful marketing, it's more sustainable because it's made for people. It's made for specific platforms and channels, and it's made for brands. But let's not forget speed. Let's go to the next part, which is speed with structure. The fractional CMOs aren't really there to slow your team down. That's not the point, what I was trying to make. They're there to make the speed repeatable. It's like having playbooks instead of one-off campaigns, having clear KPIs instead of vanity metrics, and learning loops instead of constant reinvention. I mean, when you see something working, multiply that. The goal is always, or at least it should always be the same. It's about helping internal teams become stronger, more confident, more independent over time. That's human first leadership. You're there to help the team become the best that they can be. And lastly, I think it's a question about growth without unnecessary headcount. Not every company needs a full-time CMO, but most, I would say all of them, but let's be modest here, most need at least CMO level thinking. A fractional model gives the tech SMEs like flexibility. It's about scaling leadership up and down and adapting to funding stages. It's accelerating maturity without overbuilding. And it's not cost cutting, even though it's cost effective, but it's more about right sizing leadership for where the company actually is. And what's the real takeaway from this outside in advantage? The biggest risk I see for tech SMEs isn't really lack of talent. They have plenty of talent in-house, but it's more about operating inside an echo chamber. An external perspective brings clarity, and what clarity then does, it brings focus. And then focus is what turns good products into meaningful brands. It's not about louder marketing, it's about improved, better marketing. I wrote a blog post about this. It goes even deeper. There's loads of more stuff there. The link is on the description, and that's all from me now. Bye.